need. You know what Pussy Nigga Palms is at?
How far?
The instrumental's there, right? Yeah, I need that.
How far?
Yeah.
These niggas got different kind of problems, man.
Yeah.
I'ma go harder than them. 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 I'ma go harder than them.
You already know it's the KOB Maino. Shout out to my brother Del Son, the Round Table, Don Diva, G's Connected. You already know, worldwide with it.
What up, New York City? Welcome back to another edition of Round Table, brought to you by Don Diva Global. I'm in the house with a very special guest. We personal friends, and I watched this young man grow in his career and also in his life and his decision making. I want to welcome Maino, the King of Brooklyn, to the Round Table. Sound baby.
What up, baby? How you doing?
All
Right.
We're going to get right into the topic. You know we do is a heavy topic, and we go into the real.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get into what was your take on the state of hip-hop right now.
I mean, I never complain about hip-hop, homie, because I'm going to be honest with you, man. Hip-hop gave me the opportunity to get out of the streets, you understand? And hip-hop has been a vehicle for certain kind of dudes to get away from a certain type of lifestyle and open up opportunities and doors in corporate America that they wouldn't necessarily have, you know, going a different route. You know, you look at dudes like me who got the type of background that I have in not a heavy academic educational background, but was able to get in the game, you know what I mean? We got a platinum plat, you understand? Like, we over almost 4 million sold in singles, you understand? So it's like, I was able to transcend a lot of my environment and a lot of the shit that could have held me back. So, you know, I love hip hop for that. The game itself, the business of it, has always been nasty, and it is what it is. But we gotta deal with what we gotta deal with and work with what we got. You understand? So, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's the game. It's up, it's down, it's fake, it's fickle. The people that run the game and run the business are not necessarily the greatest kind of people. So I mean, but listen, I ain't complaining.
Like I always say, rap is one of the only careers that all your faults become your virtue.
It can, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Like where else can you been to jail for 10 years and that becomes a selling point for you?
Right.
Actually a marketing tool.
Right.
I said in the intro that I watch you grow. And
Right.
what I think that is phenomenal as well as interesting is the growth and development as an artist, right? And I watched the curve. I watch you develop and become more lyrical. You know what I'm saying? And what do you attest that to? Just being fine.
Listen, when I came in the game, I came from the train of thought that I wasn't a rapper, that I was a street nigga that was using music as a way out. So I wasn't even worried about being the dopest artist. I was worried about getting in the game and making dope songs so I could sell them. But then after a while, when I started to get flat, I felt like, you understand? And I was like, damn, they ain't even knowing I'm really better than what I was really showing them. Like, I could do that too. Like, I'm gonna give you the catchy hooks and all that other shit, but I could do that too. So it's not really an issue. Okay, so I started to apply myself in that way. Like I really started to put my best foot forward and really felt like I could really do that too. So every dude that I looked up to, every artist that I looked up to, that's the greats, they had always gradually got better. Like, you know, you heard Hove and Reasonable Doubt. By the time you got to In My Lifetime Volume 2, he was a better artist. You heard Pac go from, you know, Tupacalypse Now to Me Against the World. You heard Big excel. You heard Kanye excel and got better lyrically and got better song structure wise and stuff like that. So all my favorites is like that. So if niggas is like, yo, Maino got better, he got dope, like he really hard, like he really good, that's a compliment. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I watched that, right? But it's funny to me because some people won't really make that admission.
Right.
I've always been nice. Right.
Right.
Like, and that's one of the things. I remember I heard an interview with you. I think it was on a series or something. And I smiled to myself because they was like, man, you wearing glasses, you dressing, you clean it up now. And you said, man, I wasn't getting these deals and I wasn't getting no endorsements, man. And I had to learn.
Right.
I had to kind of clean up. Speak to that because that's important.
Yeah, well, I mean, shit, it ain't no secret. Niggas know I done scared a few dollars away.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So, I mean, you get to a point where you don't want, you say to yourself, what are we doing? We got this far, we gonna mess it up?
Mm-hmm.
We beat all kinds of odds, man.
Real talk.
We gonna fuck this up. You understand? Like we come away from gunplay and all kind of police altercations and all kinds of conspiracies and shit like that and homies in the feds and this the same shit. So like we gonna get all the way this far knowing that his brothers watching all over the world like damn rooting for you because you like the only one that did it. Like you gonna get this far and mess this up. So I had to wake up and be like, look, can't scare the money away, homie. Like you gotta get it right. You understand? So I do business in a different way. Like I understand that certain things just can't be. Certain people just can't exist in certain environments, in certain settings, man. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody can't come.
Nah, everybody can't come. It's gonna be a time and place for everything.
You're a very articulate dude.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Educate yourself behind the wall?
Yeah, I had to educate myself because, you know, my nigga, come on, wait, 8th grade, man, educate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
now I know,
you know
but I
what I
want
mean?
you to speak to the because here's my thing, just to kind of deviate a little bit, right? I speak to the youth all the time, right? And being with the Don Diva magazine, a lot of people get that even fucked up,
Right.
like thinking, oh, that's fly. Motherfuckers got 100 years and they was killing it, and I'm saying, motherfucker, no, that ain't fly.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying? You go to speak to anybody who live that life, and they'll tell you, man, hell no, this ain't how I want it to
nah,
be.
that ain't dope.
So when
Yeah.
the reason I asked you about the articulation, and I'm a fan of intelligence,
Right.
and I watch you exemplify intelligence,
right.
Where what I'm trying to do is make people understand that intelligence is cool.
But I tell them, as smart as the new gangster.
Yeah.
You understand? So what I represent is criminal elevation, meaning ain't nothing better than seeing a nigga go from that dirt and elevating past that, transcending past that. You know Jay-Z was playing with them pieces, but you watched him transcend and you watched him
Go to the moon.
Go to the moon, and it can be done. So I represent that. When it was my turn to sit in that seat, and I knew the young boys was watching me, and the niggas that I was influencing was watching me, it was like, I had to let them know, like, we gonna be who we is. Who we are is who we are. I'm still who I am. But at the end of the day, when we sitting down with these people, you don't want to be on TV. One thing I hate is to look at a dude on TV that sound ignorant. It looks stupid. That ain't cool to me.
No question.
That ain't
It's
cheap.
embarrassing, right?
That ain't
You be
cool.
embarrassed for a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's not cool. So I went and got media training, and I studied, and I worked on speech, and I worked on certain things to try to help me because I wasn't coming from the background where I had those tools.
No question.
You see, so I worked on that, and I got it right so that I understood, you know, what I was saying and how to speak clearly and how to not say, you know what I mean, after every you know after every sentence.
No, motherfucker, we don't know what you mean. You didn't say nothing yet. We just spoke about the elevation and you going to really get into your craft. And like I said, I respected the fact that you even acknowledged that publicly, that you said that. Because again, that shows a level of maturity, that shows
And
growth.
plus, I'm not. Do I look stressed, man?
Nah, you look
So I'm not worried about what these dudes talking about because who did better? Who you know did better than me? Coming from where we come from, nobody. I'm one of one. I'm one of one. Coming from our circumstances.
What is our circumstance for those who don't
Come
know?
on, man. That really being in the street and really being in prison and really having to deal with life on those terms, parole and all that nonsense, and having to curfew and being back in the street and playing with them joints and all that.
Yeah.
You understand? Without me having to say it verbally, like you know nigga was doing something. You understand? So chasing that money, firing on niggas when we had to. You understand?
Just being serious about your craft.
Right. So who else that you know come from that did? And we ain't talking about Hove and all that, but I mean in these last 10 years, like nobody. So I don't be worried. I don't feature none of that bullshit about, you know, this or that. We ain't worried about it. You understand? Because I ain't, man, whatever, man. We gonna get better, and because the people that love it and the people I do it for. If I got 5 fans, I do it only for them. I'm not worried about nobody else.
Being true to that. This is gonna be true to yourself.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna fast forward a minute, because I mean you kind of covered all of that shit in your answers, but there's a problem, right? And I like to say that this generation now is lost. And when I say lost, I'm not putting them down, because when we was doing what we was doing, we wasn't paying attention to who was paying attention to us. And it was them. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel responsible as a person who committed, there ain't no other way to say it, but mass genocide when you play that game. Right. We played, and you know, and you see the babies now, the crack babies come. I'm 50 years old. So Damn. I was one of the first generations in the crack wars. You feel what I'm saying? Thank you. In the crack wars, and I really participated in that at a high level, and I was relentless with it. Right. That's why I'm relentless now with what I'm doing in terms of trying to give back and show them that, listen, yeah, I came from that. I did a lot of bad stuff or wrong. I don't like to say bad. I just like to say wrong decisions. You know what I'm saying? And now we making turns, and what I always want to convey to them, man, is that you can change. Right. So what would you say to them?
Well, that's the thing. They have to know that prison in the streets is not the end all be all. That we can come up out of that.
Yes, sir.
You understand? Like how you start doesn't determine how you finish. You see, you gotta have that. If you got a dream, man, chase that. If you feel a way, or you feel that you greater than your confines in your environment, then you can be that. You understand? But they have to be told that, and they need to be expressed. And dudes like me need to excel so they can see that.
Yeah, they need to be shown, because we become inadvertently a role model, right. whether we know it or want to believe it or not.
I'm living, breathing inspiration for a street nigga.
Nah, for a lot of motherfuckers, not just street niggas, but
it's for those who I really want to. They need it.
No question.
Because they the ones there. So if I inspire a dude in college and he got his act together, then good, cool. But it's the little homie that's on the block at his grandma's crib, and his mom's getting high and his pop's in jail. It's him. Right. Who I'm talking to is him who I'm inspiring, because he know I was in that same situation. You feel me?
What did you do? Let's go on back, just to digress a little bit. What was the thought process while you was in prison? Did you foresee this?
I don't know. I felt like I wanted to feel like, yeah, we could do this. But you know, when things happen, is you say to yourself, damn, I never imagined that my life would be this different. You understand? I never imagined I lived this different. I never imagined, because when you're in the street and you're young and you don't really actually see yourself outside of that. And I was in prison, and part of the scariest part of that was not knowing what I was going to do when I got home. Because I only knew how to be there. I only knew how to exist in that realm. So it's like, man, but you got a dream and you got a vision, and you wanna see yourself on top. It's a dream though, but when it actually starts to happen, it's like, man, I wake up sometimes, no matter what I'm going through, I look in the mirror and say, damn, I'm blessed, man.
Yeah, and it could be worse.
It could be way worse.
Ghetto celebrity. Who roll with brave women? Keep the way he got the way spinning. Like a carousel talking a big deal. Too much time to take up. Almost sprayed the Jacob at will and off the kill with the commissary caked up. Contemplating with cats blazing. Cats escaping tax evasion. Didn't know shit is that amazing. I should have been flipped. This walking shit I'm making 10 Manhattan with